Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2025 BMW M2. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing the sports car for me today. Take a look at their website, that link is down in the description. This M2 is finished off in black sapphire metallic, and its MSRP is just over $78,000. Now this is powered by the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin turbo engine paired to the 8-speed automatic. This pumps out 473 horsepower, 443 pound-feet of torque. It is rear-wheel drive, weighs in around 3,700 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds with a top speed of 177 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 13.7 gallons, and you'll expect to see 16 miles per gallon in the city and 24 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 108.1 inches. Its overall length is 180.3. It has a width of 81.4. A height of 55.2, and its ground clearance measures in at 4.8 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling for the M2, I think this has a really nice front end look to it. You'll notice there's a lot of squared off angles for this entire front bumper. It's on the kidney grille as well with those edges. New for the 25-year model is the outline for the M2 badge. Aside from that, there's not too many significant changes from the previous model. Now, this also has LEDs for all of the lighting up front. There's parking sensors in the lower section, and then as you can tell, lots of cutouts with those squared designs provide a lot of cooling up front and just give it a very nice sporty design. And then there's a few bulges in the hood as well to finish it off. Now, as we work our way to the side, this has a really nice set of gloss black wheels. You'll notice the red M Sport brake calipers. This features 6 pistons up front and single pistons in the rear. There's also body colored side mirrors, which are power folding and have the turn signal. And then a part of the carbon package for this model, there's the carbon fiber roof, which is a nice touch. There's also more gloss black accents for all of the window trim for this model here, makes it blend in very nice. And then as you can tell from the side, it looks like it has a wide body design from the factory, especially with this rear fender arch and the lower side skirts there poking out slightly, gives it a really good look. Now in back, there's a small body colored spoiler. There's also LEDs for all of the lighting, backup camera, and then down below there's also all of the parking sensors and the quad tip dual exhaust. Now with the automatic M2, you do have the option of getting remote start. So you just triple tap on the lock button and you can bring this to life. And then just triple tap on that lock button again, and that is how you can shut the vehicle off. You can also use the key fob or the control up underneath to gain access to the cargo space. Now this does not have a power trunk lid, but it's very easy to open and close. And in back, you have a good bit of space. Now there's no storage underneath the floor, but you can fold down the back seats. So just pull on the tabs on both sides. This makes for a very practical sports car. So you have a lot of space. You could use this as a daily driver and really not have to worry about your interior cargo space. Now as we work our way to the interior now, the door panel has a really cool design with its indentations in the back. There's also this pattern here for that trim accent. You have memory seats, lock and unlock, all of your window controls, side mirror adjustments. There's also a trunk release and Harman Kardon for the audio. And then of course you have the storage in the lower section. Now with the carbon package, you also get the carbon fiber bucket seats, which are one of my favorite seats. First time checking these out in the M2. We've been able to see these in the M3 and the M4. Very comfortable seat with all the power adjustments on the side there. And then you do have one manual release. So you pull on that strap right there and the seat will work its way forwards, allowing you to gain access to the back. And you can see all the carbon fiber with all the cutouts in these seats. Now you are not buying an M2 for a full seater, but if you had to have people in the back, you have a pretty good amount of legroom. You have vents in the middle, storage in between the seats, and at 5'10", I am just barely touching the headliner, so I could ride around town, maybe go on a short trip, but if I had to be back here, I have a ride, which is nice. So it makes it practical for those situations, along with additional cargo space, and you can even fold down this middle seat individually if you need a little bit more space. And then you have massive windows on both sides, so it provides a lot of light and a lot of visibility around that thin pillar there. Now with these carbon seats, you have very aggressive side bolstering there, but it's not all that hard to get in and out of. We've had these vehicles for a week at a time with them. Once you're in, you are in and ready to go. But let's start this M2 back up now and take a listen to some of those revs. And coming back to the digital gauge cluster now, you'll notice on the left side there's miles per hour and fuel. On the right side there's tach and engine temperature. Now you can go through some more information using this button right in the middle, where you also have volume, tuning, and then Bluetooth and voice commands. With the rotary dial now, we can scroll through the content that is available for this particular model, where you have a good bit of info to go through, from daily driving info to some lap timers there. So it's very helpful to have all of that front and center. You can even monitor all of those vitals there as needed. Now this also has massive carbon fiber paddle shifters. There's M1 and M2, and then cruise control settings on the left. This also has a flat bottom design for the steering wheel with more of the carbon fiber accents, red stripe up top, and some more stitching within it, and good hand positions on both sides. Now to the left, you'll notice all of the headlight adjustments. There's also one air vent, and then working your way to the infotainment system, this is the home screen where you have all of the widgets to scroll through as needed, and you can even customize these depending on what you would like to add. The entire lower section is fixed, so you can always get to your phone. You can always get into all of these icons here, where you have a lap timer and your drift analyzer that you can monitor, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the rest of these settings to adjust as needed. There's also shortcuts into your climates. You can pull up the navigation and music, and then you also get heated seats and your temperature adjustments for driver and passenger. More carbon fiber accents underneath that with some ambient lighting just above two air vents. You have volume, tuning, hazards, and some defrosters. And then this also is equipped with wireless charging. There's cup holders and auxiliaries, and you can cover all that with more carbon fiber. There's also some shortcuts for that infotainment system. So you don't have to use it as a touchscreen system. You can easily use it going through all those dials, which is very helpful. And then with the automatic, simply push it to the left and forwards, and that will bring up the backup camera. Now this model only gets the rear view, so you don't have a forward-facing angle. You have top-down sensors there, which is still very helpful. And then you have drive, sport mode, park is on the back, and then you have the ability to adjust the transmission. So I will talk about that, of course, out on the road. There's traction control, parking sensors, and the engine start-stop feature. And then when you push on M mode, you can go into sport or track, and that will change the gauge cluster here. So you have a little bit more performance-oriented information to monitor. And then below that, you have setup. This is how you can get into M1 and M2. So you can have all of these set up between Efficient and Sport Plus, so you have shortcuts ready to go depending on the driving that you are doing. Now there's the exhaust note, auto hold, and the e-brake. You get an auxiliary with plenty of storage in the armrest, a locking glove box with even more storage. There's garage door buttons up top, and then dome lights as well. And then here's a look at visibility with the large glass everywhere. It's pretty easy to see. So even over this left side, you can see all the way out of the back there, which is very helpful to have. As we sat up behind the wheel for the M2 now, we have been able to check out the latest design for these models, but this is a first time with the carbon package and having these seats. Now, it's not the first time I've been able to drive an M vehicle with these seats. We've had an M3 and an M4 for a week at a time that had these seats. Daily driving them both for a week, this was the most comfortable sport bucket seat I've ever been in, and I would honestly spec it with these seats. So it's really neat to see them in the M2. This is a fun vehicle. This is a vehicle that you can also get the manual transmission. So you have two different options just depending on what is going to suit you best. I don't think you can go wrong with either one depending on what your daily driving looks like. A lot of people are going to like the automatic for those situations. For me, it's a tough one because the automatic is so much fun. You have a lot of adjustments here with the shifts in the transmission. So you can make it snappy and crisp, or you can make it more toned down for those daily driving situations and really dial this car in to the driving conditions that you are doing. I say this a lot in all of the M cars that I review. They have so many different characteristics to them that make them a well-rounded driving vehicle. This is something that you can have fun in, even in stop and go traffic, and then push on a few buttons here and take it to the track or mountain roads. So you have an all-in-one vehicle, and with these seats, it just makes it a little bit more track focused. Now they are also very comfortable. You do have to be a little bit more slim like myself to maybe be a little bit more comfortable, but it just depends on how you fit in the seat and what works for you. Honestly, I would get these seats. They are very comfortable for daily driving. They're power operating. The only thing I wish they still had was being able to have the ventilated option. So they are just heated. Would be neat to see them ventilated as well, but definitely a comfortable seat even with the bolster support that they have to offer. But let's do a little bit of performance driving. You can take a look at the M3 and the M4. We did have an M2, it was a few years ago, in the mountains to really experience the performance. Today, just some mild accelerations where, I mean, crisp, we're up to speed. These are fast vehicles. They have so much potential for them. You also have a lot of tuning potential with these as well, and we also carry BMW parts on our website, roadsterspeed.com. We had a Toyota Supra with a B58 engine. My brother did a lot of modifications to that. That carries over to a lot of the BMW cars as well. So if you're looking for parts for these, definitely take a look at our website. In the stock form though, you can't go wrong with this car. It handles well, sounds pretty good too, and it's just a joy to drive. So we are still in the Sport Plus settings from second gear. Here we go. And just a mild acceleration. You can feel those shifts in the highest setting. If we tone it back to 1 now, and still utilizing the paddle shifters here, they're almost non-existent. So a lot more smooth in the feel. And you can even do that while you're doing some performance driving. So it just depends on the feedback that you were looking to get. You have a lot of different options to go with for this car. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the M2. Definitely a nice option to go with, and we're one that's pretty well spec'd. I don't know if you can really go any higher or break 80 grand with options. I'm sure there might be a few other options that this is missing, but it's very well equipped, especially having the carbon package. And it's just a great vehicle. If you're looking for a luxury daily driver, you'll get that from a BMW. They're well-refined vehicles, very luxury focused, and you can just have a very nice daily driving, pretty much your only vehicle with this M2, and just have a lot of fun with this car. This might be a vehicle that will be coming to our channel at some point in the future. When we have kids, we need the back seat space for car seats or the small kiddos. It makes it a lot more practical, so you don't have to necessarily give up a performance vehicle. You can do it all, have the family with you, and just have a blast with a vehicle like this. So that is going to wrap it up. We'll do one more acceleration. That is going to wrap it up for the 2025 BMW M2. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.